Well, now we look set for a busy few days at Manchester United. Benjamin Šeško on his way in, but could there also be outgoings? Daniel Kahn is at the club's training ground for us now. Dan, good to see you. What is the latest with Šeško? Any news on his medical?
Yeah, afternoon, James. Well, this move feels like it's edging closer and closer to completion. We know Benjamin Šeško is in Manchester undergoing his medical today, and all being well, you would hope that a formal announcement could be in the next 24 hours. This comes after yesterday, Manchester United agreeing a deal with RB Leipzig of initial fee just over £66 million, and expecting Šeško to, once he's able to put a signature on that final bit of paperwork, to sign a 5-year contract at Manchester United. And look at that firepower they've already added to this transfer window, to this team, with the likes of Brian Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha already through the doors here at Carrington. It looks like Šeško could be their 4th major signing of this transfer window. And look, if they are able to do it in the next 24 hours, their final pre-season game is tomorrow against Fiorentina at Old Trafford. A returning David De Gea is set to feature in that one as well. But you just wonder, if they get it done, could he then be formally presented to the Old Trafford faithful? They have done it in previous years. The likes of Casemiro, Rafa Varane have all had some unveilings like that. They even did it in February with Aiden Heaven and Patrick Dorgu as well. But look, there's still a little bit left to go for Šeško to officially become a Manchester United player. But as things are moving at the moment, expect potentially that to be happening in the next 24 hours.
OK, Dan, we wait to see if he is at Old Trafford tomorrow and unveiled as a Manchester United player. What impact could that have on Rasmus Højlund and Alejandro Garnacho as well?
Yeah, absolutely, James. I mean, there's going to be inevitable doubts now over Rasmus Højlund's future at Manchester United, with one number 9 coming in and the existing number 9 in Højlund just really struggling for any type of form last season. Although he did score quite a few goals in the Europa League, in the Premier League, just as the whole team did, really struggled for any form and only had 4 goals in the Premier League last season after a promising debut season at United. And we understand Manchester United would consider offers for around £40 million for the Danish striker. Bear in mind they signed him for £72 million just a few years ago from Atalanta. So his future is very much in question. He did say in pre-season, though, in the United States, he wants to stay at Old Trafford. He wants to fight for his place. And Ruben Amorim has also really backed him over the last 6 months or so and really talked about his steady improvement. So look, that is very interesting. We know AC Milan, the Italian giants, are interested in Højlund. So let's see if that interest is followed up by any formal bids. Alejandro Garnacho, though, very interesting for United as well, because after spending all of this money in the window, they now need to look at sales and recouping some of that money they've spent this window. And Alejandro Garnacho, let's not forget, Puskas winner at 21 years old, just under 100 appearances for United in the league. He has probably a lot of sale value, and we know Chelsea have been very interested in bringing him to Stamford Bridge. Manchester United value Garnacho, though, at £50 million. So if you combine, and they are able to sell both for around those estimates, for £90 million between Højlund and Garnacho, that is some pretty impressive business for United if they are able to do that in this window and get the fees that they value those players at. Very much, it feels like, still a lot to do for United in terms of sales. We haven't even spoke about the likes of Jadon Sancho, Anthony, Tyrell Malacia, who we know aren't part of the first team picture at Manchester United. So it feels like still a bit of work to do for the likes of Jason Wilcox and Christopher Vavell, the ones really heading Manchester United recruitment in this window.
Daniel, don't go anywhere. Thank you very much for now. Mark, Dan mentioned some of the players there that United are looking to arrange exits for. It feels like they've struggled so far, United, when it comes to player departures. Marcus Rashford being the only high-profile one, really, at this moment in time, a loan to Barcelona. Would you expect things to start accelerating now? Clearly, there may have to be a compromise on United's behalf when it comes to fee, and the players potentially when it comes to wages.
This is always one of the problems when you give big contracts to players. It always makes the exits a little bit more tricky, because there are only very few clubs in the footballing world that can actually afford these large wages. We know that Marcus Rashford was on in excess of £300,000 a week. he's taken a small pay cut to facilitate that move to Barcelona. And outside of his departure, they've still got these players that are on big wages that they want to try and generate some money for. We know that Real Betis are in.
The transfer window drama just got spicier. Manchester United are eyeing a sensational move for Fiorentina's rising defensive powerhouse, Pietro Camuzzo. And trust me, this could be the signing that transforms Amorim's backline into an unbreakable wall. According to the ever-reliable Nicolo Shearer, United aren't alone in this chase. Bournemouth and Sunderland have also thrown their hats into the ring. But after saying goodbye to defensive veterans Victor Lindelöf and Johnny Evans, the Red Devils' need for fresh, fearless defenders has never been greater. With Lisandro Martinez and Matthijs de Ligt battling injuries last season, United fans are crying out for reinforcements. Standing tall, commanding the box and reading the game like a seasoned pro, Camuzzo isn't just another young defender, he's a future leader. Locked in at Fiorentina until 2029 and valued at a hefty €40 million, this would be a statement signing. Meanwhile, in another twist, the Daily Mail reports that United have completely shut down all talk of selling Harry Maguire. Despite interest from both Premier League and Serie A clubs, the Red Devils want their captain to remain and are even planning to hand him a new deal that could see him retire at Old Trafford. Imagine it. Maguire's experience mentoring Camuzzo's raw talent, a mix of old guard and new blood, a backline ready to dominate England and Europe. Could Camuzzo be the final piece of Amorim's defensive puzzle? Could this be the summer United fans finally see a wall at the back instead of a revolving door? Drop your thoughts below. Would you welcome Camuzzo in red, or should United be aiming even bigger?